Introduction. The Battle of Fredericksburg took place in December 1862 during the American Civil War. Union forces led by General Ambrose Burnside fought against Confederate forces commanded by General Robert E. Lee. The Union suffered heavy casualties and futile attacks on entrenched Confederate defenders. The battle is known for its one-sided nature, with Union losses far surpassing those of the Confederates. President Abraham Lincoln described it as a butchery. Burnside's plan to quickly cross the Rappahannock River and capture Richmond was hindered by delays, allowing Lee to block the crossings. After finally crossing the river, the Union engaged in combat within the city and attempted to assault Confederate positions. However, all attacks were repulsed with significant casualties. Burnside eventually withdrew his army, marking another failed Union campaign in the Eastern Theater. Background. In November 1862, President Abraham Lincoln sought to boost Union morale by achieving military success. He directed various generals to take action against Confederate forces. Major General Ulysses S. Grant was urged to attack Vicksburg, while Major General William S. Rosecrans was tasked with a more aggressive approach in Tennessee. Additionally, Lincoln replaced Major General George B. McClellan with Major General Ambrose Burnside to command the Army of the Potomac. Burnside devised a plan for a late fall offensive, involving a feint towards Culpeper Courthouse or Gordonsville before swiftly shifting his army to Fredericksburg and crossing the Rappahannock River. However, administrative errors caused delays in receiving pontoon bridges for the river crossing. Despite some setbacks, Burnside's forces began marching towards Fredericksburg in mid-November. Confederate General Robert E. Lee anticipated the Union movement and concentrated his troops around Fredericksburg, occupying strong defensive positions. By the time Burnside's bridges arrived, Lee's army was well prepared, and the Union lost an opportunity to attack before Jackson's arrival. Burnside ultimately decided to cross the river directly at Fredericksburg, believing the Confederate left and center were weakened. He also enjoyed the advantage of artillery on Stafford Heights. Battle. Union engineers assembled 6 pontoon bridges before dawn on December 11, facing Confederate sharpshooters. Union artillery tried to dislodge them but faced difficulties due to their positions in cellars. Infantry landing parties were sent in pontoon boats to secure a bridgehead and rout the sharpshooters. Eventually, Union troops occupied the town, looting it extensively. On December 13, Union forces launched attacks on the southern flank, but the orders were vague and confusing. The main attack by Franklin did not materialize as expected. Meade's division attacked with support from Gibbon's division, facing heavy fire. They temporarily broke through the Confederate lines but were eventually pushed back. Confederate reserves counterattacked, and the Union forces withdrew. Franklin refused to reinforce the success, and the Confederates withdrew to safety. Aftermath. The Battle of Fredericksburg caused heavy casualties for both the Union and Confederate armies. The Union suffered 12,653 casualties, including 1,284 killed, 9,600 wounded, and 1,769 captured, missing. 2 Union generals were mortally wounded. The Confederate Army lost 5,377 soldiers, with 608 killed, 4,116 wounded, and 653 captured, missing. Confederate generals Maxcy Gregg and T.R.R. Cobb were fatally wounded. The Union's tactics proved disastrous, with higher casualties on the northern flank. The South celebrated the victory, but General Lee was not satisfied as no ground was gained. The North criticized the Army and President Lincoln, leading to General Burnside's removal. The battlefield is now preserved as the Fredericksburg and Spotsylvania National Military Park, with ongoing efforts to protect additional areas like the Slaughter Pen Farm.